I've had a superb shopping experience today in the heart of Oxfordshire at Bicester Village. With over 150 fashion and lifestyle boutiques, the selection is unbelievable. I'm looking for a smart, casual outfit that can take me from day to night. Let's see what Bicester Village has to offer. And you know what else has been unbelievable? The savings they offer. From Astrid and Miu, Anina Bing to Aquazura, fashion, footwear, jewellery, houseware to skincare, Bicester Village has everything. I mean, again, the colour is just so good and it feels so nice. I really like it. Not only that, they offer so many delicious restaurants to choose from as well. I'm off now to Cicconi's for a late lunch and a glass of bubbly.
Cheers.
I love it here. And did I mention, it's only an hour on the train direct from London? To enter a prize draw to win £500 worth of shopping at Bicester Village, follow the link in the description. T's and C's apply.
But Ian just never let us forget. And would always bring it up, that night with the bloody pizza.
So your next failure is about Ian Dury. Tell us this story.
Well, this failure, I was possibly one of the worst, funniest things that I've ever served, together with Andrea. So we'd been to Scotland with a friend. And this really great friend of us, Jock, MacDonald Jock, Scottish Jock, took us to visit a friend of his, and he made this pizza for us that was amazing. Somehow he baked the bottom, then he seemed to have he put the sauce on it at the end as well. It was just this really kind of creative, inventive, really great pizza. So Andy and I were going to visit Ian Dury. I knew him because my dad, Don, played with him over a period of time and toured with him. And they had a huge bromance. They loved each other so much. And we'd seen Ian at a party, I think. Anyway, he said, come over. He lived down on the river side in these beautiful mansion houses, by Hammersmith, just by that beautiful bridge. So we went over there, and our really funny, beautiful, crazy friend Jamila from New York, who's more like her brothers than her brothers. More like her brothers than her brothers are themselves. She's hilarious. So we went over there to make this pizza, and it was never ending. The dough never rose. We just kind of gave up on it in the end. Put it in the oven. I guess we put the sauce and basically made it into a pizza and baked it. But it was basically this tabletop. I mean, you couldn't cut it with a knife. It was brick hard. and Ian, I mean, bless him, he had a really amazing sense of humor. So he was just kind of laughing his head off. But I don't know what we did, or whether we just kind of chiseled it into pieces and just tried to kind of soak it in our mouths and then let it dissolve and then kind of try to swallow it.
Normally, I ask people what they think their failures have taught them. I'm assuming this one, has it taught you to be able to make pizza? Or
I think that it taught me to, kind of sit back and have some respect for the art of making pizza. I think it's also taught me something about being better at accepting that some things fail and that it's okay. Because I think we felt quite cut up that we were serving something, putting something on the table
for Ian Dury.
For Ian Dury, that was basically inedible, and it was quite cringy and terrible. But we did laugh a lot about it.
And
it was really funny.
Yeah,
we got the anecdote. Here we are talking about this.
It was meant
crazy
to be.
Event. But also it's okay. Sometimes things go wrong and you just have to let it go.
And I think the other thing that anecdote brings home to me, again, is how many incredible people you've met. Please tell us about James Baldwin.
Oh, well, I was very young when I met him, right? I was 4.5, coming up to 5. We might have seen him a few other times in New York when I was growing up. But I remember him, and I don't remember him just because, oh, that was the time when you met James Baldwin. Wow. I remember him because of his spirit and like his eyes and like, and because he was obviously an amazing man and human being. And I just, basically, we had traveled from Stockholm to Turkey. My Don was on a kind of journey of kind of, there were quite a few Turkish musicians living in Stockholm, and he had started learning and studying the music and the kind of rhythm sequences. And I think there was a concert in Ankara, and one of the musicians that he'd been working with in Stockholm drove with us. And it was quite a crazy journey. To me, it seemed like it took forever, but I think it was only like maybe 5 days or something. And then we went to Istanbul, and there, I think that my parents just kind of ran into James Baldwin on the street. Like, he was there, he was living there, working on a play. And he would have been like, if so often was, like, hey, Don, hey, whoa, Moki. And we sat, I just really remember sitting it was kind of a gray day, and it was like not a hot day, because I think we went there in like the winter months. Yeah, just sitting at this table, and they were talking, and I just remember his eyes, actually, more than anything. And then Don ended up doing music for the play. And it's one of those things where I think that a recording has turned up quite recently. He might have played for one of the shows, but then I think the music was just used. But I also feel like I can remember being inside the theater where their rehearsals were going on. But then, so the memory is so
Wow.
funny. But yeah, it's like, I think as a child, you know, you meet certain people that actually you remember them because they really talk to you rather than them speaking, you know, through your parents or just going through the motions. Oh, you know, I feel like I remember it because it was a very direct communication.
And you say in the book that you remember his kindness.
Yeah, that's what I think I mean when I say that I remember his eyes, because his eyes were like a whole universe.
I hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to check out the full episode of How to Fail wherever you get your podcasts. And also make sure you're following us on social media for all the latest updates.